Hey guys, it's Mr. Lalamandir again. Today we're going to be working on, oh yeah, I got pink hair. All right, calm down. Okay. It's Mr. Lalamandir and we are going to be drawing something fun, something kind of silly. We're going to be drawing a crazy bird. To me, these birds kind of look like baby ostriches, which are really, really furry with these really long necks. They're really cool. Sometimes we have them at the local zoo here, which is really cool too. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my bird's eyes and beak. Okay, this is a part where it's going to take a little bit more concentration. The next part, when we add color, I wonder how I got a pink hair in my mouth. The next part where we add color is a little more free. Okay, so the first thing what we're going to do, we're going to start with the eyes. We want our eyes nice and big. We don't want tiny eyes, okay? So it's two big circles, but then have your black dots for your bird, for their eyes, going in two different directions, okay? They don't have to be looking at the same place. And that'll give it a little more of a, what I call silliness factor, okay? Now the beak, you could do a simple triangle, but we're a little more sophisticated than that here. So what we're going to do for our beak, on this upside down triangle, we're going to make a line that has a little bump in it. Do you see this line? See that bump? So it's a horizontal line with a bump in the middle, and we're going to make a straight line down from that. Okay? Kind of cool. Birds have nostrils, so I always like to put the little black dots for his nostrils because they need to breathe like you and I need to breathe. And then what I'm going to do is to add a little other detail to the picture. I'm going to make a little line that goes here and a little line that goes in, kind of like he's smiling in a way. Okay? So that's the toughest part of the picture. Now we got the color part. So first thing I'm going to do is the head. So I'm going to start with the color for his beak. I'm choosing yellow. I'm going to be working with primary colors. You could use whatever colors you want. So I'm going to color in his beak with my yellow marker. All right. You could choose any color you want for the beak. It's up to you. Now I'm going to add the feathers, the fluffy feathers to his head. And again, you could do this with a lot of colors. I'm just using two more colors, blue and red, to keep it kind of simple. So what I want to do is I want to imagine there's a dot right between his eyes right there. There's a little dot that I'm imagining between his eyes, okay? And that's where I'm going to start all of the lines that I'm about to make, is that little dot. And I'm going to go like this. I'm just coloring this line back and forth to that dot. Now, if something gets in the way, I'm just going to jump over it, okay? I'm still imagining that dot as my starting spot, though, right? And I'm working back and forth around the head using this dot. Okay? I can always add more. I could switch colors. That dot is a very important part to me. I don't want to miss that dot that I imagined in my head. What I did is I put a little dot in between the eyes and then I started making these lines. Okay? So don't forget that step. You got to make the dot. Now, I also want to go around the edge of his beak just a little bit. I don't have to do it a bunch. Okay? I'm going to get around the edge a little bit. There's his crazy head. Okay? Now I got to do his crazy neck. So I want you to think of a line that goes down the middle of his neck. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to touch the tip of the beak and draw a straight line down. That's going to remind me where his neck is. Now that's not his neck. It's really skinny, isn't it? But I'm going to use that neck to do my crazy coloring. I'm going to go back and forth, but I'm going to stop right where that neck line is. I'm going to have some fluffy feathers going this way, and some fluffy feathers going this way on his neck. So that neckline became very important to me. And my marker's going to run out a little bit quicker than yours because I'm working on a wall. I'm not working on a flat surface. So there's my crazy bird head with his crazy neck. Now I need to color the space around him. And again, I could use as many colors as I did on the head and the beak, but I don't want to use the exact same colors that I used on my bird. I want the colors in the space around him to be much different, okay? That way he'll stand out. If you use the exact colors around him like you did on him, then he's gonna blend into the background too much, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my time though. I'm gonna color the background. Now it's okay if these two colors interact and overlap a little bit. I'm not gonna freak out about it. That will actually kind of add to his fluffiness. Now you can use as many colors in the background as you want, like I said, but just make sure you're getting to the edge of the paper and that the color of the background does not match the color of the bird. Okay? You'll take your time coloring a lot better than I did, but what I'm trying to do here is give him an interesting look with a feathery neck and the feathery head. Very crazy looking bird. It's a quick kind of lesson, but it's I think it's fun because he does look silly. One last thing you could do if you wanted to, you could choose a totally different color and make a little line around his eyeballs. So maybe his eyes have a little color too. Okay? So it's a really quick lesson. I think it's a fun lesson. We can get some silly pictures from this. And remember those little helpful hints I gave you. Have fun.